The toy that would become the original vortex figure was originally part of the Diaclone toy line, but after its cancellation, it and many other figures from Diaclone would be used in Hasbro's Transformers series. Vortex's original figure would turn into a helicopter and could become any of Bruticus's limbs, but usually formed one of his arms in a standard configuration. Vortex and his fellow Combaticons would first appear in Season 2, after Starscream broke their personality matrices out of prison and putting them in old World War II vehicles. They would attempt to help him overthrow Megatron, but would fail and abandon Starscream. They would try again on their own, but would be destroyed by the combined efforts of the Autobots and Decepticons. But Megatron would bring them back and reprogram them to be completely loyal to him, after which they would make a few appearances, usually all together, but that's pretty much it. Vortex's cartoon appearance depicted him as mostly gray with some hints of blue and black, but his toy form had him with a purple torso and blue head. Now you see, the cartoon artists didn't have the actual toy, they had the bare bones design of it. So they had to do some guessing, and that led to different appearance from the toy in some areas. I personally prefer the cartoon appearance, but it is what it is. So anyways, back to the review. On the front of the box, it shows an illustration of Vortex in robot and vehicle mode, along with telling you how many steps and telling you that he's part of Bruticus. On the left side, it shows some of the primes. On the back of the box, it shows Vortex in robot and vehicle mode, along with restating that it's part of Bruticus. And finally, on the right side of the box, it shows an illustration of Bruticus, along with telling you that Vortex is part of Bruticus once again. Alright, let's get into this transformation. So first you're going to want to remove all of his blasters and his helicopter blades if you want to make the transformation easier. I personally don't know. Then you're going to want to bring him around to the back, open up the tail section, and then bring down the arms. Then you're going to want to bring him around and flip around the little top bit of the helicopter. Then you're going to want to open up the front piece of the helicopter. Then you're going to want to unfold the thighs from the inside of the cockpit. Then you're going to want to come back around to the back, flip that back piece around. Now you can split the legs, pull out the little back arm sections, flip around the exhausts, attach the forearm blasters, and for the other arm, it's practically the same, but you're going to want to flip that little tail section around to the back of the panel and flip that little dark gray section around. And finally, you're going to want to bring down the little face mask bit, bring up the landing gear on the back of his head, and then bring the head around, and you're done. So what's my opinion on this figure? It's definitely decent. There are a few rough spots. The transformation's simple but fun. The articulation is pretty good besides the lack of wrist swivels, which is kind of annoying, but understandable. And I do think some spots are a bit rough as far as detailing, because it's a little plain gray, the arms especially, mostly just gray with some hints of black, which, yeah, it does some vibrancy, I guess. Well, not even vibrancy, it's literally just mostly gray. The only thing that my replacement of the blasters really did was just add some black, since the original forearm blasters were about the same shade of gray as his normal gun, which was practically the same color as his arms and all the gray on them, basically. When I say this figure is terrible, no. When I say he's great, he's definitely one of my more favorite ones to just flip back and forth. But as far as actually fantastic, I'd say no. Like, he's still good, and he's still great. But compared to like some other figures, like my third-party one, which is the one currently using to record this segment, which is a Magic Square Vortex, it's definitely not as good. I definitely do like Scavenger slightly more, which I forgot to give my opinion on him, so I'll just say it here. He was a great figure. Definitely my favorite so far. I mean, he's the only one I have, but he definitely seems like he'd be my favorite. His arms and legs are a bit stubby, but like better than Bone Crusher's, because Bone Crusher's, his upper arms were like twice the size of his lower ones, because they for some reason decided to meld the hands together with the actual arms, so no swivel. I mean, this guy doesn't. I mean, Scavenger doesn't either, but still, it's pretty weird that they didn't, at least try something similar with Bone Crusher. Not that in the world. I'll give him more opinion on Bone Crusher. I think they share legs, basically. The designs are pretty much the same, just the little connection ports on the back for the combined motor just flipped around. Other than that, nothing really to say on him. I'd say Scavenger's like a solid 7. He's more 8 out of 10. Yeah. And as far as Vortex goes, I'd say he's a 7.5. Actually, no, I'd say he's about an 8. So like an 8, 7.5, somewhere in between that. Well, anyways, I'm gonna sign off. I'll, of course, do the outro bit. But, yeah, that's all I have to say. So, see you. The next video I'll probably be making on Transformers will probably be the Power of Prime's Blast Off and Combiner Wars Shockwave video. I might also do some on Gundam, so like building, I might do like a whole stream on that or something. I do have an idea for one. I do intend on making a custom one, which will be a mix of 2 Zaku's and 1 GM, planning on taking the GM's head and backpack, then taking mostly just one whole Zaku, and then taking one of the shield shoulder things from the air one, and then giving him another heat hawk or whatever it's called, a little axe thing. But yeah, other than that, really nothing, but stay tuned for that. I do also want to make a video going over like most of Magic Square's figures and like giving my opinion on them. Obviously not the ones that I have, which all I have really right now is Vortex, so Probably just not the legend scale one. Might briefly go over it, but mainly probably just nothing. But other than that, nothing really going on. So, goodbye and Merry Christmas.